Alright, welcome back to ESA Summer 21. We're raising money for Save the Children. Links to donate can be found below the stream. We would also like to thank Twitch and ViewSonic for sponsoring this event. Well, here it comes. It is the second run in what I am unofficially coining the Jew Hibnorki block, because it is hibnotix with Gaball Screen and Jew Horse and Yorkie on commentary. But before we get started, a couple quick donations. $50 from Yorkie Des, saying, "Hello again, Yorkie, Yuho, Hibnotix, and Polister from the future. This again is Yorkie from the past, wishing Hibnotix the very best of luck in being a speedy shoe bonking into all the items in this beautiful game." And we also have a $100 donation from Sepulfutura saying, well, nothing. There is no comment. But it is going to the SRM Showcase, which is currently standing at $190 out of 1,000. So that's making good progress. But with that being said, good luck, folks. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Polister. Hello, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed the craziness that we had just a couple of minutes ago. Things are about to get a lot less confusing. This game makes complete sense, and you'll know exactly what's going on. You've seen the opening FMV a couple of times by now, sort of explaining things, but we're gonna get straight into the run because there are loads of things that we can explain whilst we're there. So I'm gonna start in 3, 2, 1, go. So this is Gaball Screen. This is a PS1 title released in 1996, as far as I can tell, and it was sort of the child of Tetsuya Komuro, who is a Japanese he isn't a Japanese PS1. He is a Japanese music producer, and he helped direct this game. And it's certainly a thing. So. The basic premise of this game is that we are going around several different worlds, collecting discs from a synthesizer that we have sort of flung this dude's mixtape. And yeah, we got to piece things together. And is this making sense, commentators?
It makes complete sense to me. I've played this game. I completely understand all the history and lore of this game.
I only know that you are like a flying shoe, and that's it. I've seen Yorkie mentioning about it like a while ago, and then you picked it up, so.
Well, I mean that's all that you really need to know. So we are a sentient shoe, of course, because why ever not?
It was the 90s.
Yeah, and we're in our Token France level at the moment, and the basic sort of controls of this game are that we go towards things that look like we can interact with, and we find, lo and behold, a disc. So you've been hearing a metronome for a little bit, and the music slowly comes together as we collect more discs. So we have gone from that world already. We are about to turn the style on. We are now in, as the manual likes to call it, Amigo Land, which
Amigo Land.
That there's. I mean, I don't really need to say all that much about it, but we get a nice sort of swooping introduction to this stage. Have some cacti everywhere, and they can be some prickly customers. So let's see what we have to do over here to get 2 discs in this stage. You can see them flashing in the top right. Let's see what we've got to do here. So if we were quick enough, I would say put a prediction in: white mask or black mask. Let's see who wins. What do you think, Juho? 2 wrestlers, black mask and white mask.
White? Question mark? Please? Yo!
I'm afraid not.
No! How dare it?
It's like luchador wrestling. The evil guy always wins until the very, very end.
True.
And then, of course, from that fight, we get our second disc, and now we go and approach these guys who look like they're a little bit intimidating. We don't know what they're going to do. They've got their guns. What are they going to do?
Man, rip in pieces to that white mask.
Oh yeah,
cactus.
Dude's out of it.
Having a chat for that guy.
Yeah. So what's going on here? It looks like there's a femme fatale in our situation. There's a damsel in distress. What is going to happen?
Oh my god!
It says on a postcard.
Oh my god!
Well,
What is this?
Aliens is what is what happens. This is Gaball Screen. So
I'm gonna question about the lady's appearance. Oh,
we don't need to say too much.
Yeah. We're already done with this level.
We now move on. We're trying to get through this.
That's another F in the chat for.
There are a lot of casualties. This shoe is unhinged.
I'm sure they're fine. Don't worry.
No prisoners. No prisoners. So the first interaction that we want of Ceremony Circle is these shrooms. Don't take shrooms, but this shoe in this case is, and it's going to help us progress.
Do you reckon like what country are we in? Like all these levels?
For this one,
maybe somewhere in South America.
Yeah, that's what I would.
It feels like a mixture of South America and like Indonesia.
This was like Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
So the first interaction we had in this stage was to set up our second disc that we get. So it lit a fire in the middle of our arena, as it were. And then this dude's just, casually lobbing us one. And in terms of setup, it now puts us a little bit closer to this one. That's a micro optimization that I've got to give a shout out to just all of the restreamers in general that make ESA more accessible to everybody, but especially SAS RTA, who picked up this run, who's currently doing the commentary for it on the Japanese restream, who came in, took my record,
oh my God,
very nicely done, and just found optimizations that I completely missed.
I'm just gonna say like shoutouts to the restreamers, especially the Japanese restreamers. Like hibnotix run and my run had like a Japanese restreamer who also runs the same game as us in like a month, if I'm not mistaken. So shoutouts to them.
And nobody else has run this game really. Yorkie has played it, but nobody else has really run it. So I was I was just super encouraged to see somebody pick it up, and no less for this. So yeah, I don't know, I got a big smile on my face from that. And now we are on to the beach stages. We're going to chill out on these lovely polygonal sands. I mean,
totally not kick the dog.
Exactly. What did I do? So we. The whole reason I picked up this game was I was in a YouTube rabbit hole, and it sort of came up as an obscure game, and I gotta tell you, I am just such a big sucker for these sorts of graphics. Like,
oh yeah,
and the perfect PS1 era graphics.
Oh, it's just...
If you showed someone this, they'd be like, "Yep, it's aesthetic to a key."
Exactly. Yeah. So, and I think it's sort of contributed to my now probably quite unhealthy addiction to Japanese PS1 exclusive games.
Oh my God, it's the same thing as well. Yeah, Yoki also like introduced me to a lot of like these kind of wacky games or like kind of like Japanese silly games. I'm blaming him.
I was about to say, I'm not saying there's a correlation, but we are 100% blaming Yoki right here.
Yep.
See, the good thing about most weird and wacky games from Japan is that there are enough budget publishers in the UK that were like, yeah, we're going to bring that across to the UK as well. So a lot of them have the only English release over here in Britain and like Europe. And unfortunately, people in America don't get access to some of the very, very fun and weird games that we do.
Silver linings.
That's it. We don't get 60 hertz, but we get, the weird games from Japan.
In a speedrun sense, what would you want? What would you really want? So I think this is the longest cutscene in the game, and if you've managed to make it through this, then you are real champ. And I'd like to Juhos. We've just been around on a really nice sort of merry-go-round.
Ferris wheel.
Ferris wheel. That's better. Merry-go-round is completely different.
The Gaball wheel.
What do you think is going to happen next?
From my experience with Incredible Crisis, a helicopter?
That's a decent guess, but no.
Yeah.
I wish a helicopter was happening, but instead, no, we've got this, which is even more inexplicable. So,
Oh,
does a little twirl, and lo and behold, in the middle, we would find a disc. So we are slowly piecing together this part of this song. So I'm gonna take the glasses off for this one, because we're gonna be taking to the depths. We are now swimming with the fishes, and when it arrives, we will also be swimming with the whales and the dolphins. So how do we interact with this one? What is the gameplay in this portion of this song? Well, just move forward, mash X, and we are about to get another disc. That is the basics of this game. Just move to a particular location, interact with a particular thing, and then something will happen. So
wow!
strats aren't exactly heavy on this game, and therefore I'd sort of recommend it if you want something to just chill out with, because it's an experience, and you can sort of just give it a go and be like, oh yeah, that was fun.
A lot of Japanese PS1 games are kind of an experience, to be honest.
Yeah, what you would probably class as like being indie games at this point.
Yeah.
Publishers and devs in Japan were just like, yeah, let's put it on the PS1.
That was the experiment console.
I guess mainly the PlayStation as well, because they produce a lot of games on like PlayStation 1, 2, and 3. There are some games that I really do want to get sooner or later where they are Japanese games. Like, I think it's Mr. Mosquito is one of them. Oh no, it's another one.
PlayStation 2,
Yeah, there are a lot of Japanese games that are really exclusive, and like, I really just want to play them.
Yeah, the PS1, 2, and 3 era of Sony consoles were like glorious for having weird games on them, and finding them is a real treat. Let's put it that way.
Yep. Yes. Indeed, and also paying for them and getting them over. Although, actually, having said that, because Yorkie's got a copy of this game, I've got a physical copy. I might as well, whilst this cutscene is going on, because it goes on for a while, I'll show you the cover of this game. We have got the man himself on the chair. He's just chilling, and that's actually the sleeve, and he's feeling himself. He is strutting his stuff in this black and white cover underneath. I wish I could have the confidence of Tetsuya Kimura. I'm not gonna lie.
Like, if you saw that game on a shelf somewhere and you pulled it out, like, you don't know what's going on when you're playing the game, but you really wouldn't know what to expect, like, looking at it.
Yeah.
You may think it's just a man. Nope, it's just a man's imagination.
A man's love song to his, songs that he's helped make. Now, one sad thing, obviously, we can't, we're doing the speedrun, so we're skipping the actual final songs.
I was about to mention, so at the end, we are rewarded.
So sad.
We are rewarded with FMVs, music videos of some of Tetsuya's tracks, but we don't get to be graced with them in the speedrun, and that's another thing that I had completely missed when thinking of this game as a speedrun, that SAS RTA worked out, and I thought, oh wow, I'd completely missed this. This saves like 2 minutes. So there's something that you're going to be seeing here, but when we get to the end of the run, we'll let the final one play out, because it's you need to experience some of it at the very least.
So this is one of my favourite levels, this one.
Good music lesson. Oh. And of course, from music comes discs. They should all be given
simple
at this point. Yeah, exactly.
I just love how you just warp in there and you're just like, oh, disc.
I love it when Beethoven did that in a classroom. It's so good. There's top 10 Beethoven moments right here. I hope it's Beethoven, not Mozart. As you can tell, I am very well versed in knowing what this game is doing. So we just
I will agree with you. It's Beethoven.
It was okay. I got it right first time. So, of course, we trigger 3 windows, which end up sort of just killing the glass.
Oh, scary!
They do be kind of spooky though. So
yeah.
Of course,
all these eyes, man.
We get a disc from this. So yeah,
they're just staring at us menacingly. Oh.
So that one came out of where its mouth would have been. I might want to clean that disc.
Oh yeah, it's interesting that I wonder if Tetsuya ever thought, "Oh, let's make the discs black like the PS1 discs." Interestingly, he could have made this, like he could have made it a normal disc, but he's it was like the disc that we use in the PS1 is actually like a standard PS1 black disc. So it's interesting art direction. That is all I will say about Tetsuya Kimura's choices.
It's the funky beat now.
Ooh. No longer at school anymore. Take the mortarboard off. I don't have anything smart for this stage. I will confess. No top hats. Even though I am British, I don't have one hiding in my cupboard.
So, wait, what? Your wearing shoes?
Yes.
Yeah. With more disembodied shoes.
What? Huh?
Everybody, check your shoes after this. They might have some level of sentience.
They should totally release a sequel of this where you play as the other shoe.
Okay.
And you're the one putting the discs in all these weird places.
I was about to say, I'd be up for sort of trying to get a sequel going for this. I'd be surprised because I only found this out the other day when you were streaming it, Yorkie, about Tetsuya Kimura's sort of run-ins with the law.
Yes. Gaball Screen does tax evasion.
What?
It's exactly what it sounds like.
He's apparently going back into trying to get back to where he was. I wish him all the best. You know, in the hopes that a Gaball Screen 2 is released.
We still believe.
You always want like some kind of like release of a sequel to like some Japanese game. Yeah, I'm still waiting for my side of it. Incredible Crisis 2.
See, I like to think that Mr. Mosquito's family is the family from Incredible Crisis.
Oh no!
The extended lore we're coming out with.
This is it.
And this is the Incredible Crisis family's shoe.
Oh, that would make total sense.
Yep.
When he gets flung off the train, the shoe just goes into the distance.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I hate when that happens. Alright, so we've got the first trigger. There are quite a lot of sort of bits that you can interact with in this stage, a lot of different triggers, but we are just aiming for 2 here because we can get discs straight from them. This is certainly one of the many interesting cutscenes. A little coming together. Love is love. And
yes, the PS1 era cherubim.
Wow.
They have very, very pointy faces.
Yes.
Very, very pointy faces. We're out of that song. I'm sorry if anybody didn't want to see that.
Kappa Pride in the chat.
Never to be seen again.
I hope everybody's been enjoying the power of rainbows that we've been using to get to each stage, because there's no other explanation for it. It must simply be the power of rainbow, which I stand with. So we are now moving on to the 4th song, I think. I haven't been keeping track. As you can tell, I know a lot about this game, so we're sort of keeping up with the cherubim and like baby theme.
Oh, wow.
We have now got to make this house.
Oh no, not this level.
So we've been given the instructions, and it's exactly what you think you have to do. So we're just going to move over to the right spots. Whilst this is going up, is there anything that Paulista would like to drop in?
Well, I would like to drop in a couple of donations that have come in. We have $5 from Nixorus saying, "This shoe needs its laces tied because this game is a trip."
Agreed. Oh no, I just got it. I just got it.
No.
Stop!
I need
no puns. This is a pun-free zone.
And I can say, very fittingly, we then have $50 from Anonymous saying, "Stay weird, ESA." Indeed, we are going to stay weird, and I can tell you right now, the $5 went once again to the Spore character name, Agric.
I love it.
You are very, very welcome.
Yep, so the baby destroyed the building that we just made, which sort of reinstates my disliking for young children.
But remember, never give up.
Never give
tells
up.
You.
Yeah, it even moves. It's a very supportive board that helps out.
I swear to God, is this like a... It's like... is this like a time event or something? It's not time event, right?
I mean, it's doing it all for me now. So
Okay, cool. Okay, good.
imagine quick time events in a in this sort of game.
You had to do this in a allocated amount of time. It's like, oh, what? I'll fail again and again and again.
Imagine. Right. So I believe we get that disc, and we are moving on to the next one. Don't know whether I need a different hat next. No, I don't. We are now in the room called Sleeping Dice. I don't see any dice here, but each to their own, I suppose.
Oh, yes.
What?
The room with the eye.
They are all watching. If you have any eyebrow emotes, eye roll emotes,
Eye in the chat.
All the eye emotes in chat.
they are watching.
All the peak emotes in chat.
They are looking respectfully. Oh no, we've got to go down first. Oh no, losing time. So we've got to wake this dude up. He hasn't quite got the memo. He's me waking up for work tomorrow. Although actually I'm not waking up for work tomorrow. I've got another run tomorrow if you fancy watching Sonic Blast Race. That's going to be happening in about 12 hours or so. I've got to advertise myself, so why not? And then we check out this guy. He's got red eye at the top of the dice, and it's just a little bit emotional. You got to look out for each other, and lo and
You've
behold,
just poked him in the eye, of course.
you got to look out for each other. Give your friend a good poke in the eye if they're feeling down. I'm sure they'll appreciate it.
They'll cry a CD.
That felt very emotional. Bible thump in the chat.
We're all secretly we've all secretly hiding something in our eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So this baby returns. If you thought that you like children, well, this isn't gonna help your cause at all, because it's not gonna make life any easier for us. Although actually we're gonna get some revenge on it. I don't condone any type of violence towards young children, but in this scenario we are gonna let it slide.
Well, it's a like a mechanical child, so you can have some kind of hands off to that. It's not a real child.
If it's a real child, the big monk ass. Okay.
So we are slowly destroying everything it loves, because of course. Although actually, having said that, he did knock down our house earlier, and that is a simply unforgivable crime. So we are now seeking to destroy.
He seems to be alright with
violence.
it.
We woke
He seems
up
to be alright with the with the demolishing.
He is not.
He is not a nice child. No.
So now we're gonna poke him. Oh no, we're not gonna poke him in the head. Not
What?
yet. Sorry.
Oh
My
no!
my emotions have got a hold of me. I'm now all over the place.
What have you done?
We've got to comfort the child. There we go. That's what I meant to say.
What
With
have you
the
done?
tank.
Comfort
there we
it
go.
right now!
Dog returns. We've comforted it, and lo and behold, that was actually a disc. But baby's taken it from us, so we now have to approach the child, because that's what you do when your child is trying to swallow a CD.
Approach child.
The whole disc!
And he spat it out again, so it's alright. So now we get to do our little bit of menuing that this run has, which is just 2 button presses.
Dude, imagine an actual child just swallowing a disc and then spitting it out.
Yeah, you just then casually approach child.
Works every time. It works every time. So
Sure.
we are now going out to the streets. We are in Gaball Street. I still don't actually properly know how to pronounce Gaball.
The rough streets of Gabula Street.
And we are amongst the Bongos Binted people. And yes, again, the alien motif continues. I don't know.
Oh my god, it's the alien mouse.
I don't know where Tetsuya Kimura was going with that one, I'm going to be honest. But
I do wonder if he played this game himself after,
at all.
directing it.
Yeah, you can put my name on it. I won't actually get involved.
Probably,
as long as you put my music in.
He probably played one episode of this and is like, oh, okay, that's good.
He probably played the music videos just at the end and was like, good, yep, don't care what comes before any of them.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll let it slide. Yeah, exactly. So we.
You know what this game reminds me of? This game reminds me of PTSD. Is it PTSD? No, LSD. Sorry,
I was
I was gonna say it
Almost.
gives people PTSD.
Yeah, I was gonna mention at some point that it is sort of, it's in similar vein to
Yeah,
LCD.
it's kind of a
Dream emulator.
yeah.
I just said LCD, LSD. There we go. Everybody's
LSD. Yeah, I was like, what?
confused.
PTSD, LSD, LCD.
Also, rare and bizarre game released only for the PS1 and will never ever like get remade.
I will
Yeah.
say now, you should definitely, if you're considering getting either game, get this one because this one is almost infinitely cheaper.
Yeah, this one is better than LSD because that one's a big trip, like a big acid trip.
So we have, of course, if you want to summon an alien for a skateboard battle, you have got to spill a drink over his radio. And here we are now initiating a race. We are being a cool kid, as they say nowadays. And
Yo,
I'm afraid to say it does not end well for our blue friend.
That's mainly because we cheat.
Damn, he kind of
Yeah.
died though. So now we get the disc from that for sacrificing our friend, and we're going to use some unbelievable speed tech. You just saw it, everybody. We have just gone straight through a wall, through the complicated movements of me pressing forward. There is nothing special about that. That literally just
That
has
is
no.
true speed tech. Walls are
Such
just a
speed tech.
suggestion. Walls
No
are
function at
just
all.
a suggestion.
I mean,
you
hey,
get one clap from me, so that's the one clap you're gonna get.
hey, I'm
That's speed tech.
used to playing sort of Sonic games, so the fact that walls are merely suggestions is quite appropriate, really. And lo and behold, we don't go in the door that says "Do not open," but instead we are going out onto the helipad, and you will see some familiar assets from previous stages come up. So helicopters coming in, Juho. This was the one that you mentioned earlier. It's finally
Helicopter.
arriving. And what could it possibly be delivering? Well, lo and behold, helicopters are well known for holding other helicopters.
I just realized that the helipad is just a G for Gaball.
Jelly
Well,
pad.
yeah.
I mean, Gelipad.
The Gelly pad.
So as we approach Child, we will approach helicopter, and of course it will blow up, as expected. All part of the plan. And now we need to call upon. I suppose if it's a G helipad here, then it's not Batman, but Gatman instead. As we get all of the lights shining up into the sky, and we finish off this song. This song is my favourite,
I was
purely
gonna say
because of the saxophone.
shout outs
good.
to the background music at the moment because that's as much as you'll hear.
Oh, the saxophone on this is majestic. I'm a big fan.
Yo.
And the disc comes down, and just soak it all in. Oh, so good. Big fan. So, got all the discs for that stage, and now we are on to.
Oh, you do get a bit of the sax. I lied.
Oh my god.
Tiny bit of sax.
Get the sax out in the chat.
Any sax modes, gotta get them out.
You should totally reroute this game to have track 5 be the last track.
Yeah, totally.
True.
Totally. Right. Let's see. What have we? Oh yes. Okay. Time to bring out the best gear. I once used this in a run where it was like the weather in the UK has been really hot recently, and I wore this shower cap, and it was horrible. It was horrible, I will admit. But you know, we amongst the bamboos, we're about to do some bathing, so it's only right that we are equipped for such the occasion. So we got to get the soap, got to pick that up, make sure we don't drop it, and of course take it for a ride. You know, as you would.
What happens if you drop the soap?
Someone's already dropped it, so it seems that a shoe rides it.
No comment. So that soap obviously didn't work. So let's see what we can get out of this sort of hand soap dispenser.
That's 7 years bad luck if you break a mirror.
It was the soap that broke the mirror.
I mean, the soap did turn into a sort of humanoid type thing at the end. So I suppose that's the bad luck, turning into a human.
Gentlemen,
Ooh.
I have a couple important announcements I need to make, friends. May I have?
right.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, we have $25 from Grink from the French Restream saying, admin of the French Restream here, commentating all these weird games was most certainly an experience. And to that I say, was? We're still going, friend.
Oh, indeed.
We
never
also
stops.
have...
And more to come.
Yeah, there's more to come. We also have $10 from Anonymous with 6 disc emojis. And ladies and gentlemen, I am excited to announce, as we got a raid incoming in chat, we have just hit $35,000. And that
GG.
means not only we are raising a lovely, lovely amount for Save the Children, we are less than $400 away from the ESA 2014 milestone. Thank you all very much for your incredibly generous donations, but keep them coming so we can beat out ESA 2014. Back to you guys.
Right, I apologise if my audio gets a little bit bad on my end from my microphone with the current state that I'm in, but it will all make sense at some point. So, of course, there is a rocket in the middle of this castle. I can't actually remember what the name of the stage is, but I mean, it seems like by the end of the game they were just like, oh well, we want to add in all of these tropes, but we don't actually have like time for it all. So they just thought, yeah, let's combine cards with a castle and spaceship. Because why
I
not?
mean, the cards make sense, you know. That Alice in Wonderland has the card army.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I'll take your word for it. And paper airplanes, of course. Can't forget that in the typical story. Of...
Did that rocket just change into a paper airplane?
magic arrows.
What?
Magic. Everything can be explained with magic arrows.
Indeed. So we had our society moment there. We found the Joker, and we are moving up to the next level in this castle because this castle does have levels to it. And of course, the cards are our way up, our steps. How we elevate in the next stage doesn't really make any sense at all. We've got to sail over to this pig that do be grooving. So if you've got any dancing emotes, then we only saw it for a brief second, but he was kind of jamming. It was kind of jamming.
Do the Midori jam.
Yeah.
It's in the channel.
Shout out to our sponsors. Alrighty. We are moving up again because, of course, amongst all of these animals, we would have a arrow, which conveniently moves us up to the next
Now
level.
this is the merry-go-round you were talking about.
Yeah, there we go. And then, of course, there's a bell at the top of this castle. Yep. All makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Stay
So
with me.
far, yeah.
Stay with me. And then we've got to find the one anomaly amongst these 4 soldiers, and I believe if we go right, we will find said anomaly. Yeah, he's kind of waving his staff all over the place, so got to put him in line. And what do? They do their little dance. I'm getting really hot in this helmet, I'm not going to lie, but we're almost out of it. We are almost out of it. And then last sweeping cutscene of this stage, I'm going to fix off because my face is getting moist. And that is that song done. We are coming up to our last song, everybody. It's been an emotional roller coaster, this game, and this album. Yeah.
It's quite a trip.
It is. Oh, move on. Thank you. We almost watched the FMV there. Which is no bad thing. It's no bad thing. The FMVs are great, and we're saving time by not watching them. But you'll see them at the end as we head off with our introductions, outros. So Discovery is our last one. We hop into the world, powered by rainbows, of course. We can taste it. We can taste the rainbow. And first stage we find ourselves in, I can't remember the name of. I think it's got like a very generic name, like animal skeleton. Like some of them are genuinely translated to things like that. So of course, what we do when we first see a skeleton is approach skeleton and vor.
Casually approaches skeleton, gets eaten.
Oh.
And we approach the end of it, and we don't actually need to interact with it at all. It just recognizes that we've gone down all of the ribs, and it gives us our disc, but we are going to interact with this bubble, which sort of brings this thing back to life. Yep.
You want to know what this game also reminds me of? It reminds me of like Super Mario 64. Like
in the sense that it's 3D.
I don't know. In the sense that you need to collect discs. Like in the sense that you need to collect the discs in like the game, and like you have to go into like different worlds just to collect discs.
Dude, this game gives me Mario Odyssey vibes because you have to collect.
Oh, true, that's crazy. Yes. But also at the same time, yeah, the 3D vibes as well.
Do you know this gives me like Spice World vibes because it's got music in it that you've got to build up.
Damn, that's crazy. This actually reminds me of Crazy Taxi because it's got 3D graphics. That's mad.
Crazy Taxi.
Alright, so we are slowly, although actually we're kind of like forcefully unhatching eggs. They seem ready to go. There are fully grown chicks in there. They are all sort of surrounding the middle egg. There's a big egg in the middle. Don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to just keep on unhatching these eggs. And just, I mean, I don't really have much to say in terms of what's going to happen next.
Except for the floating egg.
Just get ready. Oh yeah, none of them are.
Yeah, they as the camera pans out, they seem to fly further off of the ground.
Yeah, there we go. Well, you can see that one is. I mean, they're all ascended. They are ethereal beings. These massive chicks, as it seems. And of course, we interact with this one, and in comical fashion, egg.
Oh, big chocobo! It's the fat chocobo.
Egg and disc. Pet the duck. And we move on. So, the next stage, we have got... I forget what it is. Oh, here we go. We've got a fight scene. Everybody, Street Fighter fans. I'm getting a whole load of Street Fighter vibes from this, because there's a fight about to come up. So...
And you're controlling it.
I am. Who are we rooting for, chat? We've got this sort of mean-looking fella. He comes down. He's flung us the shoe a little bit rudely, whereas this guy seems to be a little more calm coming into the fight. So who are we rooting for?
Ooh.
The gunk bot.
I am intrigued. Well,
the robot that has the V on the.
That's a good choice.
His body, yes.
We have some sort of control over his actions, so he is going to expand Dong, and he is going to use these pipes to help him out. And of course, what do we do in these situations?
Extend? Wait, did you just say
let it happen? Let it happen, Juho. Let it happen.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's happened.
What?
We expanded Dong. We got our disc. We are moving on.
The mean dude now shrinks as well.
So you just asserted dominance on the. Okay.
Yeah.
Of course.
And then it gives you a disc.
Yeah.
Need we explain any more?
I was gonna say, at this point in the game, are you surprised?
And then lo and behold, we that's how we get our final discs. So put in a valiant effort, Yellow Robot, but we move on. We are now on the last part of the game. We're in the last world. So everybody...
The guy just wins by default!
Yep.
Sometimes the winning move is not to play.
Okay.
So we have got one disc in here, and if anybody has got dog emotes, if pup time's around, now is the time to go crazy with the dog emotes, because we're going to be going to the opposite end of this athletic track, and you're going to see the cutest athletes that this game has to offer, and then I will keep you in the loop for when time is coming up, because when we collect our last disc, I will shout, and that will be time.
Frankazies in chat.
Indeed.
All the Frankazies.
Here they come. Here they come, that absolute... We're
going to unleash the Frankazies.
Nothing but respect for our Olympic athletes. And they're getting ready. And one of them's obviously got some sort of memo. I think they must have stolen the protein shake from the muscle march, because, I mean, their hind legs must be jacked, because they're bossing it. They're absolutely bossing it. So they've gone past all of the other races. The races haven't even got past the bones yet. We storm through. Disc is coming. Time is going to be in.
Yeah, that dog probably got the thing.
3, 2, 1. That is time. And that was Gaball Screen. I'm just going to go to the extra FMV so that you can see what we get for completing this game, and you can actually witness one of the FMVs. So whilst I'm here and whilst the music's a little bit low, I'm going to say thank you, everybody. Thank you, ESA, for having this on. I was rather surprised, dare I say, that it got in, but yeah, I hope it was worth the watch. I hope everybody enjoyed it, and thank you very much, Jules. Thank you very much, Yorkie. Yorkie and I each other's sort of worst. Like we encourage each other to do bad things in terms of buying Japanese PS1 games. So
that's true. Yes.
Yeah, we're
a terrible influence on each other, but you get to witness magnificent games like this.
Exactly. And yeah. Other than that.
All of these people have stands, by the way. This is now JoJo. It's confirmed.
Of course. And actually, this is the one track where you actually see Tetsuya Kimura. There he is banging the iron keys. So just thank you, ESA. This has been 4 out of 5 runs this year, which I am blown away at. I'm going to be on in about 12 hours or so, racing S2 with Sonic Blast. That'll be, dare I say it, a blast. And yeah, if you're interested in Japanese PS1 exclusive games, or just obscure PS1 games in general, or knuckle speedruns, because I'm also that guy, hibnotix, twitch.tv/hibnotix. I also tweet, but it's probably not worth finding. So yeah, that is me. Fellas, you can do your own quick outros.
All right. Believe it is outro time indeed. Thank you guys once again for this incredible, weird Juhibnorki block. That was very nice.
I vibe with it. I love that.
That was a great block. And that is going to be the end of my hosting shift, but not before I leave you with one last donation that is over the $35K mark. It is $50 by G-Man Crib saying, I'm told Gaball Screen is outlawed in 7 countries due to its hallucinogenic qualities. The CIA once used it to train assassins, but they all became blind. Gaball Screen. Not even once. That was a brilliant donation. Quick intermission and a little bit more of me telling you to buy our merch, and then we will be back with yet more weird games in the form of Wraith VR Total Knee Replacement Surgery Simulation by Kainalo. But until then, quick intermission, and we'll be right back.
Thank you.
Have fun with the marathon.
Bye. Keep those donations coming.